just drive. I wanna be the only one to make it to the line. I'll take it to the edge where I live 1,000 lives. But maybe I could be the one right into the setting sun tonight. Just drive.
Good afternoon from Sochi as we prepare to get underway for the Russian Grand Prix. The championship battle has some time to go yet, but still expect no quarter to be given here on this circuit that made its debut in 2014 and has already seen some classic racing. Built on the shores of the Black Sea, the Sochi Autodrome is a 3.6-mile tour around some of the venues built for the 2014 Winter Olympic Games. Close barriers may make overtakes more challenging, but with 56% of the lap taken absolutely flat out, we certainly won't be wanting for pure speed. A fitting arena then to do battle at the pinnacle of motorsport. And alongside me to take you through it all is none other than Anthony Davidson. This was a circuit that I think in its inaugural race got off to a bit of a shaky start, but since then it's really drawn the fans in and become a very popular event. What do you think changed?
Well, this just goes to show the importance of fixing problems as and when you discover them. As a complete unknown quantity in 2014, the tyre choice was quite conservative, which didn't really allow much in terms of different strategy options. So it was pretty much as you were from lights to flag. But that was a great learning experience, and we came back the next year and had a really exciting Grand Prix, with battles for the podium going on all the way to the final lap. So hopefully we'll be treated to more of the same this year.
You've done well to put it on pole, but we've still got work to do. Trying to cover the inside line off the start.
So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. It's McLaren in pole position then, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Rosberg, Vettel, Kimi Raikkonen and Verstappen, Massa, Ricciardo, Sainz and Valtteri Bottas, Kvyat, Hülkenberg, Romain Grosjean and Alonso, Perez, Gutierrez, Jolyon Palmer and Marcus Ericsson, Magnussen and Nasser, Pascal Wehrlein and Rio Haryanto completes the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
What is going on, guys? It's Brett Keenan here from TKA Broadcasting, bringing you the Russian Grand Prix. We're starting from pole position. Can you believe it? A McLaren Honda on the pole position. Not something you would expect much from the McLaren Honda at this point with its underperforming engine package, but we managed to pull one over Lewis Hamilton and we're about to get underway. So the 5 red lights are about to go out. It's lights out and away we go for the Russian Grand Prix. We get off to a pretty good start. Hamilton has a beach start. Rosberg is the one that actually seems to get the momentum on us. His secondary start seems to be much better than us. He gets the straight line speed. We cover to the inside. Watch Hamilton go through here. We take it to the first turn. We actually ultimately cut the turn and get an illegal overtake on Hamilton. But you can see Hamilton dropped back so far that we couldn't actually ultimately give up the position without being absolutely swamped. So we do a flashback, try it again. This time Hamilton tries to go up the inside. We cut him off, go up the inside of Rosberg and retain the lead. And you can still see that even through all that, Hamilton still got affected by it and dropped down a handful of positions. So we lead the way from Rosberg and Vettel. Now you're probably trying to sit there and think, why is this video so much shorter than all the others? Well, I can tell you already that the race itself was pretty boring, to say the least. It was pretty much one of those races where we lead from the front from start to finish, really, apart from when the pit strategies came into play. So it's a bit shorter, so hopefully the next few races will be a bit longer. Of course, we go to Spain next, and, well, Spain's a track that really challenges the tyres. So, yeah, tyre wear hasn't been our strongest foot. China can really show you that. So this is in this video we do the full first lap just to show you the pace. We're actually starting to pull away a little bit from Rosberg, but that's because Sebastian Vettel was having a few looks at him throughout the thing. We nearly put into the wall again heading into the second sector around the tight left-hand bend, coming up to the tight S-bend. Hard on the brakes, you go to second gear. We cut the corner just a touch, just to get a bit of momentum. Didn't really get, we got away with it, so it was okay. So coming up to the last two turns, we've got about a 1 or 2 second gap over Nico Rosberg already as we cross the line to begin the second lap. We are currently in the lead, about literally 1.4 seconds ahead. It actually was literally a second by then. So we cut now to lap 4. So as you can see, nothing's really changed apart from the fact that Verstappen is now up to third in the Red Bull. So we come into pit lane, hit the limiter, and begin the process of our pit stop. So we're coming down to the pit straight, waiting to see our pit box. Everyone else seems to be coming in. There's only a select handful that stay out. Of course, different strategies. You can see Rosberg's gone to the soft tyre. We're on the soft tyre. And Hulkenberg, Perez, Gutierrez, Alonso, Palmer, Magnussen and Ericsson all stay out. So we're in 9th on the rejoin, but we're not too worried about it because they're on a completely different strategy to us, and we're just looking to consolidate positions. We've got Felipe Nasr coming up behind us, but we've still got the space to be able to stay ahead of him and retain 9th position. So on lap 5 of 13, we are effectively in the lead of the race, but on track we are in P9. So it's looking good for us at the moment. So can we be able to actually make even more history by doing another race win on our debut? So we're cutting out a lap 7 because nothing really happened much. Everyone else pit in except for Fernando Alonso. So at this point, we could. It was a bit of history in the making because it's been the first time in a long time that you'd ever see a McLaren Honda 1-2 presently. Of course, Fernando was on a different strategy. Hamilton actually ended up making the jump on Vettel and Rosberg, but I think that was because he pit a lap earlier than all of us. So he got the jump, he got the undercut. We're currently positioned 1 and 2, and I was kind of sitting there waiting for Alonso to come in because judging by our pit strategy, the soft tyre should have actually, the pit window for him to be on the super soft should have been round about now. So I was a bit nervous coming up to this point because I was gaining on Fernando, and it was getting to a point where Lewis was catching us, and we couldn't really afford to be battling our teammate during this process because the more time that we spent battling, the more Lewis would have caught up. So I was getting a bit nervous as the sector splits were starting to drop, and you can see that I was having a few cracks at Fernando through all here. Had a look up here, didn't quite pull it off, had to cut the corner just a tiny bit just to prevent having a near-on collision. But here we dive up the inside of him, Fernando gives us a space, and we proceed to take the lead of the race. So I'm not 100% sure where Fernando filtered in after he came in for a stop, but we'll probably have a look when the standings come up. So it's pretty much now, at this point, still a McLaren 1-2, except we've now passed Fernando. And as you can see, we just cut to the final lap. Hamilton managed to bring the gap down to 2.2 seconds at the end, but it wouldn't be enough to stop us. We were in a complete league of our own today. We knew that we had to do something to challenge Lewis Hamilton in the rival challenge, and this is a great way to do it. Pole position, and of course our second race win of our career. Can we get more? Hopefully we'll find out. But for now, let's enjoy the fact that we have won the Russian Grand Prix.
Brilliant stuff from McLaren today. What a superb victory. And I have to wonder, Anthony Davidson, just what set them apart from the competition here.
The difference was clearly in the strategy. You could tell they'd done a lot of work on the pit wall to really optimise each stint and get the most out of the tyres. And it highlights just how much of a team sport this really is. But credit to the driver as well, though. There's no good having a well-oiled machine behind the scenes without a talented hand on the wheel, of course.
And look at that, they're making their way out onto the podium now. Great race from the McLaren team, and I'm really happy to see them there on the top step of the podium. And after this
So
round
there
of the
you
World
have it.
Championship,
We've won the
here's how
Russian
things
Grand
look
Prix
in the
from Lewis
drivers'
Hamilton,
table.
Sebastian
See a new
Vettel in
name at the
third,
top of the
and
championship
Fernando
table
actually
as we
managed to
reach
claw
the
himself
end of
back
the
up
Grand
to
Prix
9th.
weekend.
So
Now then,
a great
Anthony
effort
Davidson,
by
who
them.
was your
Thanks
driver
for
of the
watching,
day?
guys.
Well, I
Tune
have
in
to
next
give it to
time when
Lewis
we
Hamilton.
go
You know, he
to
was just
the
the kind of
Spanish
driver
Grand
you'd
Prix. And
expect
as you
from a
can see, we're
multiple world
also
champion.
tied
And
in the
here's
World
how things are
Championship to
shaping
Lewis
up with the
Hamilton.
Constructors'
So that's it for now.
Championship.
Like and
Mercedes have
subscribe,
extended
and
their
we'll
lead
see you
the
at
top of the
Spain.
standings. Meanwhile, Ferrari have improved their position. A strong weekend from them as they fight